everyone? So welcome to the next video in That One Sports Fan series of the NFL offseason review and prediction prior to the preseason's beginning. The format is the same as last time, last year's standings, NFL/conference, key additions, distractions, the schedule laid out, predictions of wins and losses. Losses, of course, they're obviously going to lose. Wins, they're obviously going to win. Toss-ups, I kind of see going either way. And the only reason I really have that is because I can't really predict much as of right now. We just have to wait and see until the preseason. Which, of course, will be like a whole video where you're just going to see me just like go through and just kind of make like changes onto like all the slideshows. And yeah, you just really see that from there. X factors, of course. Factors I think that can determine how this is going to go. And the range. Floor being the lowest reasonable finish, ceiling being the highest reasonable finish, and expectations, what do I see happening, and of course the orders, where do I think the standings will be at the end of the season. First off, Tennessee Titans. Last year they played kind of bad. 6-11 overall, 1-5 in the conference. They lost Danico Autry, Derrick Henry, Christian Fulton, and Aziz Alar. That's a pretty decent losses to them. However, they did kind of get back Kevin Ridley, Jerry Sneed, Lloyd Cruisenberry, J.C. Lathan, Tony Pollard, Chiwobi Abuze, and Quandre Diggs. That was a new addition they had recently. Overall, like a lot of defensive pieces, but like not too much on the offense, especially with this man, Will Levis, being like the new quarterback basically. And it just kind of shows with it because it's like loss, 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 loss. They have a bye, but like that's not enough time to really have them kind of like regain themselves because they're going back into bye, bye from the Colts. They're going to lose against the Bills most likely because Bills are a pretty good team. Even though he has to do say they're going to play bad, I think they're just going to beat on all the bad teams and just lose all the good teams. That's what I think is going to happen. Lions immediately right afterward, and of course they have like a couple games where it's like they can just like they can possibly get some wins, but it's just like it's not enough, and they're playing against a lot of good teams. Will Levis, I think he's just gonna be the main X factor because it depends on how we see him play because he hasn't really gotten like as much of an opportunity because yeah he played a couple games but they're all against like teams that were like oh they already secured a spot so it's just kind of like just go out there and have fun. And we just gotta see, like, will he have the same mentality when he's getting beat by other teams? And of course, the other main factor of it is they had Derrick Henry still. Even though, yeah, like he didn't play as well as he did in his previous years, he was still like that stability for the Titans offense, which is a big loss. You gotta see in the record because overall, I have them going 3-14. I think they can go on 17. I don't. With teams like the Giants and the Patriots existing, I don't think they'll go 0-17. However, if they were to go 6-11, I'll be like, oh, that's actually like a pretty good future. I honestly could see that really like a really good defense surrounded by like a young quarterback with potential. I could see it. Next up, Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh my God, they have taken like a fall from grace led by this man, Trevor Lawrence. Yes, they went 9-8 overall, 4-2 in the division. And yes, they did gain some pieces. Like they got 3 wide receivers in Gabe Davis, Brian Thomas Jr., and Devin Duvernay. They got a new back quarterback in Mac Jones. They got some defensive pieces with Eric Armstead, Ronald Darby, Darnell Savage Jr., and they also got a little bit of us in the lineup with Mitch Morse. However, they lost Kevin Ridley. They lost their kicker, Brandon McCandless. They lost 3 defensive pieces in Floyd Fatukase, Rashawn Jenkins, and Darius Williams. And overall, just kind of like with like how like the Jaguars played last year, with not really that big of a change up in the roster, it's just like loss, loss, possible win, loss, 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 oh win. The Patriots, like just for reference, just kind of like there's like different tiers of teams. The Giants and the Patriots are the 2 teams that will probably be like the most like oh my god they're gonna be horrible to the point where it's just kind of like they just suck. They just really just suck. And then just handful of toss games up here. Packers. The reason why I kind of put Packers there as like a toss is because Packers are like the lowest team on like my on kind of like the mid teams, but Jacksonville is going to be like one of the higher teams of like the bad teams. So it's like one of those things where it's just kind of like you can just see either way like it happening. Hopefully the Packers lose. As you can tell, I'm a Bears fan. I'm proud to admit it. Yes, we've gotten a lot of suffering, but hopefully our future in Caleb Williams save us. However, it's just gonna be like a lot of losses and toss ups. In the room, it's just like a lot of twos. I don't see a one. There's no really much of one. And also Trevor Lawrence, can he just play better? Overall, as I said, I think I think they're going to be worse. However, it's just going to be a thing where it's like the main question is Trevor Lawrence the fraud, and of course this team is going to have a good amount of regression. But I think just the main thing is how Trevor Lawrence is like going to play is what's going to determine like what it is because we all know they're not going to play as well like this year compared to last year. But like we just gotta wait and see for it honestly. Next up, Indianapolis Colts. They honestly just re-signed a bunch of players. There's no really big additions. They only got Joe Flacco and Latu. Latu, I think it's pronounced it. Of course, I'm bad at pronunciation names. I'm deeply apologize for the listeners who are probably cringing. The diehard fans being like, "That's not how you pronounce his name." But you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna try my best. Okay, guys. Zach Moss and Gardner Minshew was only their main loss, really. And like this team is one of those teams where it's just like I can see it going like a lot of different directions. Like this could be a team where they can make some noise, really, because it's like they have like a couple easy like games here. They play against both the Patriots and the Giants. Like that's a pretty easy setup. They play against the Broncos, easy win. Bills, I think they could beat the Bills pretty solidly with the roster they have around them. Vikings, that's a win. Jaguars and Titans twice a year. Oh yeah, that's an easy win. Yeah, a lot of their toss-up games are going to be in the first like 8 weeks, and they also do have one of the later buys, which I mean, it's pretty good for them because they can have an extra week to kind of rest up their players. So I mean, like that's pretty beneficial overall. And of course, the main factor is all Anthony Richardson. Can he just stay healthy and can he perform well in the second year? The team at worst can match the same record. They like that's their worst, and they had to rely on Gardner Minshew like carrying it. And I think with them like just having Joe Flacco instead, I think it's just kind of like a thing where it's just kind of like, oh yeah, like they will have like a minor setback back at quarterback, but I think with the improvements as like the overall like the staying of the players, I think is would just be better really. And of course, like this team could be really well if Anthony Richardson stays healthy and is rise up to be like a superstar level player really. Well, overall, my expectation is they're gonna basically get better by like a game. They're basically gonna max what the Texans were last year. I think they're just gonna be on like that sort of level where it's kind of like a oh this is a surprising team that can actually be something in the future. I think that's what the expectation is, and I wouldn't be surprised by that. And then last up is Houston Texans. Um, 10-7 last year, 4-2 in the conference. They just added like a lot of pieces, and they didn't really lose a lot. Like for them, only losing Blake Cashman, Malik Collins, Jonathan Greenard, and Sheldon Rankins. They got back Daniel Hunter, Stephon Diggs. They basically ruined like two franchises basically for like a while, for like a little bit of time. Blake Fisher, they got more offensive line help. Joe Mixon, Isaiah Salar, and Danico Autry. Those are some good additions. And of course, it's just like this team, just from the way it looks like, for what they did with last year, like this team will only just improve. Like they will honestly just improve really. Like I can only see like a handful of teams being able to beat them. Like honestly, like really just a handful of teams. And it just kind of like shows because like the main thing it would just be CJ Stroud can he perform and the receivers. Can Nico Collins and Tank Dell develop further? And yeah, they got Stephon Diggs in there too, but like I don't think Stephon Diggs would really necessarily be the one really. I think it would just be like oh like a receiver by committee. I think they just have like a lot of like really good receivers out there that I think can just play well. And I think it's just gonna be like a game by game who's a one, who's a two, and who's a three really. And at worst, it's just kind of like this team will just get better by like a game. And like the only way they could really be like winless or no lossless. I mean, my apologies. It would be like if you just huge improvements across the board from both CJ and the receivers. But overall, I think I can go 12-5 because I think he's gonna lead them teams to higher levels. But like it's gonna be a thing where it's gonna be like a gradual, like couple games at a time, couple games at a time, and then all of a sudden they're gonna win the Super Bowl. I don't think they're gonna be Super Bowl contenders, but I think they're gonna be like up there as like a sneaky team that could challenge a contender. And as you notice, I don't have the little slash thing here for this one because every time I kept doing it, it kept turning into fractions, which was kind of annoying. I I just kind of got pissed off and was kind of like, man, screw it. I'm just not gonna leave it. I'm just gonna like leave it here. So yeah. And overall summary: the Texans are gonna win the division again. Colts could be really a sneaky playoff team, and like the Titans and Jaguars honestly just take a step back. Like that's really what the division is. It's pretty simple, pretty cut and dry. Not really too much changes. So it's just kind of like a yeah. We'll just see kind of what happens for this team coming up. Next up, the Carolina Panthers. This team just sucks. Honestly, just sucks. Like they lost all defense, basically, which is their main thing of how they were able to survive last year, at least, or at least be manageable. Also, I don't understand why I have like Frankie Love here. Wait, I think I might have just like forgot something in like the edit, but like I'm just gonna leave him here because it's like the fact that like they didn't get like necessarily like any super good pieces is already just kind of like a nothing burger. This is gonna be a nothing burger of a season. And also, yes, I misspelled Kilovan's Chaseon's name. I kind of messed up on that one. That's on me. But overall, Jonathan Brooks, Javion Clowney, Jordan Fuller, Robert Hunt, Deontay Johnson, Josie Joel, Xavier Leggett, Damian Lewis, and DJ Wanum. That's a pretty fun name to say. Wanum. Like, that's not a lot of improvement. Like, they didn't really do much on the offense, really. Like, yeah, they got like two guards, but it's like they're still gonna suck. Like, and this team sucks. Garbage. Like, they're just gonna lose a lot. Like, really, they're just gonna lose a lot. It's gonna be the same thing as last year. They lost Ryan Burns, which is their best defensive player, and Bryce Young. He just is not that good. Like, which again, I understand. It's like they got drafted to like a bad situation. Which, of course, this may be a topic for a future video, but just like teams also should be for blame for quarterbacks that are considered bust as much as the quarterback should be, or if not, teams should be considered more at fault for this. Because, for example, like as I said, Bears fan, Mitch Trubisky, we failed him as much as like he failed us, and Justin Fields too, for example. Like those would be like two long conversations for that video in the future. But like, yeah, no, it's a genuine thing where it's just kind of like people don't consider these really how much the team should be at fault of this. It's only until like afterward is when people are like, oh yeah, that team got fucked up. I think Bryce Young is in that situation where it's like he could be a good quarterback, but like the team just around him doesn't help him with it. And yeah, I think he's just gonna have a solid year. Why the fuck did I miss Daniel Jones? Well, for how well Bryce Young played, he might as well just be midget Daniel Jones, really. Like, he's just gonna suck, like, horribly. He's just gonna be bad. You're on the Saints. So, Saints, the Buccaneers, and the Falcons. These are all three teams that I think are on the same level, really. It just really just depends, like, how it goes. This is what my interpretation of it is. Saints had an overall pretty quiet offseason. They only got really Talisi Fuga, Willie Gay, Kool-Aid McKinstry, pretty cool name, honestly, not gonna lie. Spencer Radler, Cedric Willis Jr., and Chase Young. And they only lost Marcus May, Andre Pete, Michael Thomas, which that alone needs should be a topic of like players who could have been a lot better, like for like injuries. Like he was so good. Like that year when an offensive player of the year, like that was insane. And like Jameson Winston is too, like it's pretty good. And they also went 9-8 overall and 4-2 in the conference. Overall, this team honestly has like a not that bad schedule. Like they have like the Giants and Commanders back to back, so that's the easy wins. They also got Broncos, Chargers back to back, and the Panthers too. So they have like a couple games where it can be like a streak where they can just walk themselves into a couple wins over here. However, they're playing against the Eagles, the Chiefs, and the Browns, so they're all easy loses. However, it's just like they're playing against a lot of toss-up games, and just because of that, it's just like I just generally have like no idea because we're playing a lot of teams that are at the same level, so we're gonna have to wait and see how all these teams kind of perform as the year go on. And overall, like I think it's just like how well the new players perform, and the rest of the division overall is really what I have for X factors. And like the ranges, this team really could just have the same record. Like genuinely, I think they could just have the same record, and I wouldn't be surprised. However, I think the floor would be like 6-11, and the ceiling could be 4-13. Mainly just because the fact is they just play like extremely well, which I doubt would happen. So that's why I'm saying they're gonna go like 9-8 overall. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Another one of those off seasons where it's kind of like, oh yeah, we had a couple of pieces and we only really lost like two like noticeable players. But like for what they did add, like they added more on the defensive line with Chris Braswell and Randy Gregory, and also added the offensive line with Graham Barton and Ben Dredson, and also has some secondary help with Jordan Whitehead. And they only really lost Carlton Davis III and Devin White. Like, yeah, like they added some pieces that were needed. Like, yeah, people say, oh, Tampa Bay has a solid offensive line. No, it's just Tristan Wirfs. Like, literally, it's just Tristan Wirfs. Like, it's just him who helps it out. And yeah, it kind of goes into the season. I have this team going second out of the three kind of like mid-level teams, just because the fact is just like look at this stress in the non-conference. It's like there's four non-conference teams where it's just like loss, 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 and Lions in week two. It's just like that's a long streak. And plus, like also look at the bye week. It's week 11. Like you're telling me like this team could go on to like a thing where they can go 2-1 to start the season and then just go winless until the break, until like their bye week. That's insane. However, like the second half of the year, oh, they're gonna have an easier time. Like that's 4 wins right there, and they can just like walk themselves into a couple of wins. But the problem is that first week. Of course, the main thing is that Baker Mayfield can play well. If he can play well, then it's like see he can go like 12-5 really. And if Baker Mayfield sucks, he just needs another team really. Like he's just gonna bounce around again like over and over. However, I think they're just gonna play at like the same level as they did last year. However, I think they're just gonna be like get like slightly a better win, but it's mainly gonna be from that second half year, not from the first half. Really, that's what I believe it is. And last but not least, we got the Atlanta Falcons. They went 7-10 last year, 3-3 in the division. They added Kirk Cousins, Darnell Mooney, Rondell Moore. Don't know why the others there. Might as well be fancy like Rondell Moore, Rook Aurora, Michael Penix Jr., and Bryce Trice. They lost Cordell Patterson, which was solid loss, really. Like, good, like, punt return guy. They lost Desmond Ritter and Jonu Smith. First of all, my opinion on the Michael Penix draft pick, kind of dumb. But I would understand it if they didn't get Vanilla Ice over here. I would actually understand it. However, since they didn't, doesn't make as much sense. However, like for the age of Kirk Cousins, it would make sense. But however, the contract just doesn't make sense. So it's just like it's just an illogical draft pick. But like we'll just have to wait and see how it goes in the future. And overall, like I have this team going pretty well just because the fact like solid like record to like start off. They have two guaranteed wins and only two losses. They have a couple like they have like a lot of toss up games really. However, it's just a thing where it's like they're it's the same thing as the like Buccaneers, where it's just like they have a lot of the hard games in the beginning of the year, but like the end of the year, it's just win, 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 win. They only have like they go against Chargers, Vikings, Giants, Commanders, and Panthers as their last 5 out of 6 Aussies opponents. That is a blessing. I think they just need to be like, oh, we just need to win a couple games up front, and we just march our way into like to the top of the division, which I think will happen. And of course, like the main factor will just be if the young guys can play well. Like really, if they can develop further where Kirk Cousins is their new quarterback in the floor, 7-10, Kirk Cousins is watch, 15-2, everyone plays the nation. However, I think this team will go like 11-6, and that mainly just because I think like 5 of the wins will solely be from here. They only just need to win like a game against the Saints, a game against the Bucks. They just need to like win a game against like a Seahawks or a Cowboy or like a Steelers. That's honestly all they need in order for them to like be like successful really, or for them to get to that 11-6 mark. And the overall summary is this is the most competitive division in terms of who will win it between these three: the Falcons, the Buccaneers, and the Saints. However, Panthers suck. They're just gonna play awful. Like they're just gonna be awful. Like they're just there. It was like that one meme in Family Guy where Peter and all the guys are just kind of like doing like those hands in the middle, and then like the peg leg comes in, and Peter's like shoot, shoot, go away, not you. That's literally what this division is as like a summary. NFC East. Okay, I misspelled this. God damn it. I am fucking up here. We're just gonna leave. Or I'm just gonna leave it in there. It's too late to change it now. As you can tell, it's kind of like a This is kind of like I'm just doing this for fun, so we'll have to wait and see how this goes. You guys can feel free to roast me in the comments as long as you want. I make mistakes. We're all humans. I'm just gonna leave it in there because fuck it, we ball. In the West and Next, make sure to subscribe and like for the YouTube, helps in the algorithm. Follow on Instagram and TikTok on That One Sportsman, and I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Later, guys.